Hi, guys, and welcome to Power Sessions with Natasha. I'm so excited. Wow, I cannot believe this is happening, but here we are. I wanted to create this channel so that we could have a place where we could talk, build each other, empower each other, build our confidence, and have a place where we can have a real conversation. Right now, we are just living in the midst of a lot of confusion for a lot of people. A lot of people are thinking, where do I go from here? What do I do in the midst of this panic, this pandemic? There's life after this situation, and there is life within this situation. And that is what I created this channel for us to navigate through those times. Um, I hope you enjoy this journey with me. It's our journey together. It's not about me, it's about everybody. It's about building each other, empowering each other. I think this is the perfect time for some people to find what their purpose is, their power is, and I think it's okay for all of us to allow each person to interpret whatever they are feeling in their own way. However, I do believe that the more panic that we feed into the situation in our daily lives is what everybody needs to control. I think I'll leave you with a few pointers in this video until the upcoming video as to maybe just a few ways you could think about yourself in the midst of this situation, circumstances that we're going through. Think about when you wake up in the morning right now. What is the first thing that you are doing? Do you wake up in the morning and you reach for your phone and you're straight onto social media, onto the news? If your social media, I mean, especially Instagram, things like Instagram, that's very personal. It's like a personal sort of selection of what you want and what content you want to see. If you feel the content on your feed is not positive, let it be that the first thing you reach for is not your phone. Maybe change your routine in the morning. Maybe the first thing you do in the morning is wake up, have a shower, or wake up, do some meditation, do something positive that adds to your day. If it is that you have a notebook, a diary, take that notebook in the first thing in the morning. And if you need to talk about how you feel in the morning, pour your feelings out in that notebook, pour your feelings out in that diary. If it is that you have goals you want to set or the goals you want to um achieve, take that, start your day with that, write those goals down, or go down your list of goals and go, what have I done, what have I not done, what have I completed, what have I not completed, and add to them. Or just have the goal of even accomplishing one on the day. So guys, let's change the way that we are processing our day. Let's change the way that we are starting our day, because most times in life, people will always go, I want this, I want that, I want a life like this, I want a life like that. But you are not inputting what you want to get out. The antenna, the input antenna, whatever you put in is whatever you get out. So if you put junk into your body, what comes out? Only junk comes out. So refocus. How are you starting your day right now? Start your day in a direction that leads you into the destination or the direction that you want to go with your life. Um, right now, as people, we should also be thinking about how we have changed. This situation has changed people, sometimes has challenged people. Ask yourself, in the midst of this pandemic, who who am I? Like, some people have probably realized that they're very dependent on the things outside of their home. We go out every day, we leave our houses, we live our everyday lives, and there are things that we probably do on a on a daily basis, and we go, oh, I love this, I love doing this, and sometimes we're not even aware of it. Maybe being in this pandemic, maybe being in this situation, some people have realized that their home has not been a home. It's been a place for them to just lay their head. and they're actually very dependent on outside things that have then affected how you feel in your own home or view your own home, which is a very powerful thing because right now the safest place to be is your home. And some people are freaking out because they're at home, but it may not feel like home. And that's because maybe there's a huge, heavy reliance on the outside, the things outside of our homes. Maybe this is the time to look within and go, these are my surroundings. This is my home. This is where I live. I need to make this place a home. I need to make this place my safe haven. You need to inject you into the home and less of yourself in the outer world, of which a lot of people have realized they cannot live without certain routines, certain things. But the most important thing right now for some people, make the home you're in, the space you're in, make it your home. Make that space feel safe. Because whatever space you are in, you have got to feel safe. If you do not feel safe in that space, you are going to have panic. You're gonna feel as if everything you're going through right now is even more exasperated. So let's look at that. Another point we could look at is, do not conform. Do the opposite. Be self-resourceful. If you see that in your group of friends, I mean, now we live in a social media world where people are in groups, people are on WhatsApp groups, different type of groups. If you feel that the people around you are all conforming to one type of reaction, which could be panic, not so positive, remove yourself. Be self-resourceful. You don't need to be in that environment. You don't need to conform to the panic and the yelling, the, oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, did you see that? Oh gosh, did you see that information? You don't need to conform. Be self-resourceful. As humans, we have deep, deep reservoirs of self-sustenance. We have deep reservoirs of that. Dig deep. Find yourself in there and go, no, I don't need to conform to this. I don't need to feed my brain this. I don't need to feed myself into the panic, into the scaremongering. You don't have to do that. You can remove yourself and find your own course and go, do you know what? In this situation, I don't want to watch the news. I don't want to be updated continuously as to what is the next thing, what is the next scary thing. You don't have to do that. It is not a necessity. So, refrain from conforming, refrain from feeling like you have to conform to every reaction that everybody's having. Another point we could look at is life after quarantine, life after this whole thing has blown over. As a family, as an individual, what are some new habits that you have learned? Great habits you have learned. How are you going to implement those habits into life after quarantine? Because right now we are all at home. We are all staying at home. And as humans, in whatever space we are in, we start having habits. And some of these habits are helping us survive. They're helping us, push further, helping us cope. Those habits are great habits because what then happens is you're going to take those into life after lockdown. You're going to take those habits into there. Look right now at yourself, as your family, and go, the habits that we have now got, the habits we've established whilst in lockdown, how are we going to take these habits into life after lockdown? You understand? That's a very important thing to think about. And if they are negative habits, try and address them now. Try to address them because you don't want them to then go into life after quarantine, because life is going to be very different for a lot of people after this. Most people will not have the life they had before, which is not that many weeks ago, so create new habits if you can. And what have you learned about yourself through this? Can you change it? Have you learned that you are a very dependent person or you're not a very dependent person? what have you learned about yourself? You know, evaluate all of that stuff, guys. Like, really evaluate it. It is the time. I just wanted to introduce myself through this video, who I am, what I'm about. And I would love to have segments where people email me, write into me, and go, Natasha, I want to ask these questions. Can we talk about this? It could be about anything you want to discuss. Relationships, right now in the midst of this pandemic, I am so aware that so many relationships will shift, will change for the better or the worse. Some of you have had friendships you've thought are very solid, or relationships you thought are very solid, and that has completely changed in the midst of this pandemic, of this situation that we are all in. I know for a fact that I've had people in my life that I've had to let go because of their outlook on this whole situation that we are going through. I've got personal relationships that have definitely changed. Some relationships have become very close, some relationships have disintegrated. You are not alone in that. A lot of people are going through that right now. So I would love to have a segment where you can email me. My email is in the description box. It's powersessionswithnatasha@gmail.com. Send me an email. We can ask some questions maybe in the next video, and I can answer them with you. And if we can, probably do a live video where we come in and have a discussion together. I would really, really love to do that kind of thing with you guys. I hope that this channel helps somebody. I do have a podcast. It's called Power Sessions with Natasha. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, and all Google Play, and all the bigger channels where you listen to podcasts. It is also called Power Sessions with Natasha. So, have a listen to the podcast and let me know what you guys think. I've really enjoyed making this video. And guys, keep safe, be well, and keep a positive mind, because a positive mind is the only place where your power comes from. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye.